2019 Chevy Equinox, however you want to say it. The complaint is reduced power. What happens is, I guess they go over a bump, whatever, and while they're driving, and then it goes into reduced power. Now the shop told me they had a bunch of communication codes, and then they also had a turbo low boost, I believe is what it said. I could be wrong about that. Some sort of a turbo boost issue. Now, our pre-scan shows us invalid data received from the steering control module. The steering control module says lost comms with the ABS. Now, these are not requested, past, history, not current. So, yeah, there was a problem. Does it matter now? No. Body control, we got tire sensors, radio, lost comms with the telematics. Serial data gateway says CAN bus is off, but again, all these are not current, minus the TPMS sensors. So we don't have anything on our engine, nothing. Now steering column lock, I think that we have comms with everybody that we need to have comms with. So let's go ahead and go to our engine data and see what we have to work with. I'm not gonna start the vehicle yet. For one, I have a Ford truck that's pretty much blocking me. I can probably fit through there, but I don't want to push it if I don't have to. What do we got here? Ignition, induction, cluster, throttle, start, stop, misfire, O2, fuel trims, low pressure, high pressure fuel system, injectors, alcohol content, exhaust after treatment, evap, engine overspeed event, oil level, mechanical, cooling, engine in general, EMO, cruise and traction, cam actuators, and automatic transmissions. So what are we going to do? It's probably going to be under engine. I don't know. I don't know. To be honest with you, I'm not sure. All right, so engine speed's always a good one, right? I like my temperature sensors. Mass air, which I know this is a GM and it's turbo, so it's going to be a calculation, but the map sensor is good. Throttle position, accelerator, might as well. Boost pressure, so it's reading 14.65, which is ambient. Same thing with the map, 14.5. They're not exactly the same, but they're really, really close. Barrow pressure, 14.65. Wastegate solenoid valve command. Solenoid turbocharger bypass solenoid valve command. So these are going to be important ones. Calculated barrow. Fuel trims. I don't think it's going to matter right now. It's good to have, but I don't think it's going to matter. What else do we need? Let's watch our ignition signals along with our battery voltage. Engine controls relay, reduced power. I want to see if that has been activated. It says mill on. Okay. Mill requested by DTC. No. Oh, okay. So it's not on. It's just on because we're doing the key on, engine off right now. Fuel pressure. Fuel pressure. Let's see here. Current gear. Brake pedal position sensor, it says yes. That's weird. I let off the brake. Hit the brake. We got percentage, so interesting. Engine oil pressure. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and start it up now. Somehow. Here we go. She's running. We have no lights on the dash. We do have the tire pressure monitor system fault. That's it. AC's running. Let's let this thing sit here for a minute. I need to figure out if I can fit out of this hole. Doesn't look like it, but oh, here she comes. All right, cool. So we're just let it idle. Let's look at some of our data. Show selected. Again, fuel trims are perfectly fine. Engine speed, Our temperatures are good. Temperature's good. Mass air, let's switch up that calculation. It's probably fine if we turn off the AC real quick. Let the RPMs come down a little bit. We'll get a more accurate reading. I mean, it's going to be good. I think the vehicle's going to drive fine right now. It's not until we hit a bump. Again, fuel trims are absolutely perfect. Voltage signals look good. Now, I probably will graph our voltage signals just because I want to see x-axis. I want to see if the voltage drops out. I want it recorded as best as we can get it recorded. You know? Fuel pressure looks fine. So now we're going to go on a test drive. Pretty peppy, man. These things would give old VTECs a run for their money. You know what I mean? Holy cow. Just waiting on it to happen. I want to see... Woo! Let me adjust this. Yeah, I want to see it happen. We're coming up on some railroad tracks here. Oh, nothing. I think we probably got a wastegate problem with the turbo. I mean, I didn't hear any rattling upon startup, but that's probably what we're dealing with. Stabbing the brake pedal. We're going to try a dirt road. See if we can do a dirt road. Get that to happen. There's plenty of jiggling going on here. Well, there it is. There we go. Steering assist is reduced. Drive with care. That was a pretty big bump, but it did happen. Let's pull over for a second, look at some data, and see if we notice anything. It does look like voltage was affected. Excuse me. It does look like our voltage was affected. I mean, ever so slightly. I mean, it just dropped below 13, so it hit battery voltage. Fuel trims, nothing. So, let's do that again. Let's do that again. I'm going to reduce the time here, put it on 4. A little bit faster. And again, we just got a voltage issue there. Let's run it again. See what we get. Dismiss that fault. It says steering reduced, but it's not. Bumpy roads. Come on, potholes, where you at? Need to hit a bump. So the problem is going to be jouncing this vehicle mean, it's gonna have to be put on a lift and then jounced probably. Smack it with a hammer. Oh, I felt that. Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. There we go. Look at that. It's bucking like crazy right now. Transmission slipping. Woo. I don't want to run it through massive potholes, but okay. Oh, good. And then it's fixed. Okay, so basically, we're gonna have to figure out which it's probably a connector or something. I mean, there's a good chance it's a connector. It would be nice if we had if we could get it to totally stop. Oh, or a ground. It very well could be a ground, right? A ground or a connector. What are your thoughts? Which one do you think it is? I'm gonna go with, what do I think it is more likely? Ooh, it's a tough one. It's a tough one, but I'm gonna go with ground. I'm gonna go with it's a ground. I think that we got a ground with a loose eyelid somewhere on a bolt that's not tightened down. It's probably on the engine or the transmission itself. It would be nice if I had a work history on this vehicle, but I don't. So I'm actually gonna pull over here and just see. Look at that. I wish I could get it to just stay messed up, but it doesn't. So that makes me think that we're dealing with a ground. You find a nice little shady spot real quick. Right here, this ought to work. Okay, so I got our Equinox pulled up here. What's going on? Are you gonna load? Thank you. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go look at some of the grounds. Power and ground distribution. Whoops. We might as well back out of here, back out again. Let's go back and see what we have comms with. Let's do a fault scan again. We'll see what we got, but I also want to see power and ground distribution. I really do think we're dealing with a ground. Okay, yeah, sure, I don't know. Might be easier. Let's see, headlamp assembly, horn, battery, so it's not going to be those. See, which modules got communication codes? You know, the ones that, if it was a power cycle, okay, so this is my opinion, but the modules that are going to show no communication stayed online. Okay, meaning they kept their power and ground supply the whole time. Now, requested invalid data received from power steering control. Power steering control module. Control module power circuit low voltage. Okay, bingo. Lost comms. Okay. We might be dealing with a bad power or bad rack and pinion that's shorting out. Pulls the bus down. Let's see here. Lost comms with ECM, lost comms with TCM, right? But the electronic brake control module is not really saying he lost comms with anybody. Radio, this is what I thought. This is what I thought. So there's a chance that if any of these, because the transmission started slipping and this and that, there's a chance that these modules, but not the ECM, because if it power cycled, it would have stalled the vehicle. But we did not stall. So So this may not be a ground problem. This may just be a CAN bus issue or the steering control module. Let's go to the power steering control modules diagram and see what we find. Let me zoom you guys in as much as we can. Steering, power steering. So ground G112 and the fuse block under hood, an 80 amp fuse, 3 UB. Okay, we have ignition. Let's go see what the CAN bus looks like. It'll be power wake up or something like that. Information bus. Where's it at? This is probably not it. Data link connector and serial gateway. Module power ground. Well, let's see here. That's ground. Serial data gateway. We got front view camera, seat module, lift gate, passenger presence. None of these are reporting issues. I want to see how the power steering reacts. Let's go to high speed GM LAN. Okay, power steering control module right here. Okay, so now we have the TCM and the, well, another TCM and the ECM right here. This is the engine and the transmission, depending on which one we have, which is we have MNH, I believe. So we are this one here. Then you have the power steering control module. Now, since the electronic brake control module, right, and the body control module. Now, I believe that the body control module had some complaints about lost comms with all those people. Okay. All right, and then the serial data gateway, CAN bus communication. Terminating resistor high-speed bus. It appears that it's external. I'm curious to see where it's located. So it is, yeah, it's going to be an external part, rear of the chassis. And it shows that it is going to be, number 4 is R6A terminating resistor high-speed bus. Number 4 is here. It looks like it's mounted on the top of the rear subframe. On the passenger side or driver's side, yeah, okay. So I wonder if it has to do with the wiring and it being, yeah, sure. Sure. That's a possibility. We're going to need some more. Let's see here. We need to open some more windows. 1, 2, 3. We're going to open up 4 more windows. I just like to keep it simple, and you know, instead of going back and forth up here on the arrows, I like to be able just to reference back anything that I want to see. You know, it keeps it easy for me. Simple, simple, simple. All right. Okay, GM communication enabled. That's what I was looking for. This is going to be our 12 volts power feed. You see ignition, that's the wake up signal for everybody. Fuel pump, engine control, transmission, inflatable restraint, telematics, rear differential, power steering control module. Okay. Now the power steering control module and the ABS, radio, I don't really have a way other than I did lose comms with the engine computer. I did lose communication with the engine computer. So the body control module lost its communication with the engine computer. Where does that bring us to? Man, it really makes me think that it power cycled. But I just don't know how it stayed running. Unless it's power cycling so fast that it's able to stay running. That's a very good point. Let's see if there are any grounds. I want to see the grounds. I'm going to go to aftermarket just to keep this a little more simple in this particular instance. I want a much broader picture so I can get more information quickly. So let's see where these particular modules are. Let's see if we can find them. I don't see anybody yet. Body control module. Nope, nothing good. Nothing good. Nothing good. Here we go. Power steering control module, G112. Forward top left of shock tower. Okay, so it has its own. ABS, G110. Forward top of right shock tower, forward top of left shock tower. So these are on completely different grounds. Now, the power steering control module has faults. So that means that most likely it kept power and was able to complain. Who else? The electronic brake control module has faults. So it kept power and was able to complain. All right, we got engine control module here. We got transmission. Who else? Let's start with these guys. So we got 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 6-speed, 9-speed. Either way, it goes to J110. We got a 1.5 turbo engine. And that says engine harness near breakout to auxiliary coolant heater pump, J110. Let's find out where J110 is. Where's our grounds? Where were we doing the grounds? Right here. Okay, J. Did I see that correctly? Wait a minute. There is no J. There's a G110. What was it just? Did I read that wrong? Nope, that's a J, not a G. Oh, because that's a splice. Sorry, guys. G104. Yeah, that's a splice. So then it comes down to this. Well, let's see who else is. I mean, everybody's on this. Starter relay, AC compressor, intake manifold, ignition coils. The ignition coils go to G105. Sorry. So let's see this G104. Where is that located? G104. Sorry, this is not the location, but there sure is a good bit of stuff on here dealing with the starter, the engine, and the transmission grounds. Okay. So let me get to ground locations. Let's go to locations over here, grounds. We want G104. I forget my RPO code. Let me go back to RPO codes. Control find engine. Engine is LYX. So we got G104, 105 LYX, and it is G104 we're looking for. And G104 is number 1 down here. Number 1 shows to be on top of the engine, I do believe. What am I looking at here? There is a engine hanger, some sort of vacuum hose. I see 3 connectors here, probably something to do with a module. So it looks like it's like valve cover-ish. Let's go look. Go figure. Let me shut her down for a second. I'll shut it off and then it'll never start again. All right, oil cap up. Oh, come on. Look at this. There's paperwork tucked down in there. So it may be right here. The ground may be on this side. Because I believe what we were looking at was not next to where's it at? I don't see it. It's got to be on this other side. Yep. Yeah, there it is right there. And it is tight. Very tight. So it's definitely not that. All right, this is going to be a tricky one, guys. This is going to be a tricky one. Just because it's intermittent and you have to, you know, you have to hit a really good pothole for anything to happen. So that's going to make it difficult to do. But it also mentioned, you know, the power steering control module mentioned power, loss of power. So that definitely has me wondering, like, is that what we're dealing with? Look, you gotta be kidding me, ladies and gentlemen. You gotta be, this is what I'm talking about. 250 amp fuse, and this is the problem. Visual inspection, I was incorrect about it being a ground, but I was right that what was going on is that the modules are power cycling. And well, we're going to fix this, but the modules are power cycling, and when they do that, it erases the codes. Now, if they were losing communication only, not power, then they would keep the codes. They would say, oh, I lost comms. Like the engine control module, for example, would say, I lost communication with the transmission control module. Because it did. It's sending out messages and not getting anything back. And it's not, and the transmission control module is not sending the messages that it would expect to see. Right? But since it power cycles, what's going on is it's wiping the memory. So then it comes back online with no fault codes. Very deceiving. Simple fix, guys. I know this is going to fix it. Obviously, it's, you know, we're losing a lot of power to the car. I'm going to go ahead and tighten that up, and then we'll see if we can't duplicate the concern. Okay, so I take it that what had happened is somebody replaced this battery. I mean, the battery looks like it's been in here for a little while, but somebody probably replaced this battery, or they did some work to the engine that required them to remove this, I assume. I mean, because I don't understand However wide that got loose, you know. That's tight. Might as well, you know. That's tight. Nice and tight. Nice and tight. Nice and tight. Okay. So now let's go on our confirmation test drive. This should be pretty simple. Should be a nice solid win real quick. Alright, so we still have some lights on the dash. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and erase all of our faults. Cycle the key off. And keys on, everything's lit up. Let's turn this off for a moment. Let's go quick erase. I want to do a full DTC erase. Get rid of everything. ECM should have, yeah, TPMS codes. Cool, no big deal. Everybody else is there, talking. So now, we can start it up. I didn't cycle the key, but I don't think it matters. Nope, sure don't. Let's go for our drive. Here we go, we're back to our dirt road. Let me zoom out a little bit. All right. Let's find some bumps. Get us a little bump going on, and boom. That was a big one. That first big one had sparked our issue. And I already know for a fact that this vehicle's fixed. I'll drive just a little bit further, you know, for the extra confirmation, but I already know that it's fixed. It was losing massive power, 250 amp, and I'll check and see what that went to. But most likely it went to, like, let's say the alternator or something, right? I don't know. Let me check and see where it went first. For right now, let's just get to duplicating the concern, which we're not going to because the vehicle's fixed. Let's go, 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 go. It's a long road. Another big bump, nothing. Big bump, nothing. Big bump, nothing. This vehicle is definitely fixed. Easy as pie. We'll go to his next one. What is that? Fuel range, seat belt. Look right here. This is a lot. We are shaking like crazy. It would have definitely been a problem. Woo! That was a big one. Comes another big hole. Yep, if that didn't do it, nothing will, ladies and gentlemen. This is a fixed vehicle. All right, we're done. Let me get to see what fuse that was. Okay, let's figure out, let's go to, where's our power distribution diagram? Did we have one? I don't think we picked a power distribution. Let's go. We can go aftermarket, it might be faster. Go to power, 250 amp right off the battery. The 250 amp off the battery, as we can see here, fuse 6, powers up the whole car. You know what I mean? ECM, TCM, ABS, like, it does so much. Power steering control module, fuel pump, you know, just headlamps, all this stuff. and even more than that. So that's what that 250 controls. All right, guys, that's a win. Have a good one.